What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back finally for another episode of my team career mode on F1 23. Apologise again, guys, for the lengthy break between videos, episodes, whatever it may be. Reason being, I've been a little bit distracted. Actually, fairly distracted. Actually, it's taken me a long time to sort of get back into this habit. But any time that I try to do any kind of video, I just easily get distracted. I know it sounds like a quite shitty excuse for you guys to be hearing, but that's just the truth of what's been going on behind the scenes. You guys don't know the full details behind the scenes, but yeah, I've just been really struggling just to get back into this. But and also behind the scenes, I've actually done the next 4 videos. So the next 4 videos are all ready for me to do the audio, but just over the last 3 months, I've just haven't been able to really get back into it, really. If it's either housework or just busy with work and just tiring, you know, just me wanting to just race in general, not doing any career modes or not even doing any filming. Well, hopefully with F1 24 out now, I've done everything that I needed to do, all the footage I've needed to get on F1 23, so hopefully we can get back into the mix. So here we are, Japanese Grand Prix weekend, and have a look at the gaps between us and the rest of the field. That's Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. The top 6 cars are literally that close, which means that really anyone could be winning races at this point in the season. So here we are in qualify. I've had to cut out a little bit of this session because for some weird reason there was just a blank screen. You weren't seeing anything. Wow, could Sargent have done a better job of getting out of the way? Seriously. But coming into this weekend, I feel like I don't think we've got a competitive enough car to fight for a win. But definitely we need to be damaging. Or we need to be in damage limitation mode, but we can't be doing that for too much longer. We're going to have to literally try to start winning races if we can. So as you can see, we're giving you a very good slipstream. That lap that we did, the 26.8, that was at our last lap. Now we're giving Lawson a slipstream at the end of Q1. I think he was down in 13th or something, so he was just right behind us when we did our second lap. So he comes across the line, he doesn't go anywhere near us, but he does get through into the second part of qualifying. Some 6 tenths away from us though, so that's a little bit concerning. So hopefully we can get him a little bit closer. That would be very, very good. Joe and Leclerc have got grid penalties for illegal blocking. That's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. Yeah, and I don't. That really confused me. It does happen when I try to let the AI overtake, but when they don't, someone gets caught up from behind. Big moment at the end of the S's. Thankfully, we don't cause into a spin because that is actually very easily done. So in all fairness, so start of Q2. This is the same set of tyres that we use at the end of Q1, so the lap wasn't going to be anything spectacular anyway. But yeah, rarely do the AI get penalties, even in races. But apparently Monza proved that it's the AI can get penalties, even though the calls may have been a bit dodgy. But going into race day, it is meant to be we are meant to have some wet weather racing. And speaking of me letting AI pass, here's an example. Charles Leclerc right on the racing line, and here comes Verstappen right at that moment. I don't know if he was on a lap or not. We're 90 seconds from ending Q2, so I don't know if he was on a lap or not. But regardless, if he was, then that's another penalty for Charlie. Anyway, final lap in Q2. I feel like I've been getting stronger and stronger through the SS as the weekend has progressed. To be honest, I'm still a little bit nervous to touch the curb because it makes the car very unstable and it forces the car to I feel like I can't get the confidence in the car. But anyway, at the end of our flying lap, 1.1 seconds improvement. That should get us into the 10. It does. What about our teammates? I wonder. 11th. few tenths out though. So it was a good qualifying from him, even though he does miss out. It's still a pretty good result. Verstappen got a 5 grid place penalty for illegal blocking. What did Max get an illegal blocking for? He was blocked by Leclerc. Oh, that's an interesting one. Surely he had someone behind him for him to get that penalty. That's the only other reason I can think of. Because Max got blocked by Leclerc right here, and then Max, he must have had someone come up behind him and he wasn't aware of it. That's the only explanation I can think of. Anyway, final lap in qualifying. I don't know what our overall time was, but regardless, I'm hoping to get as close to the top 10 as I can. I'm not expecting a pole position or a top 5 or anything, or maybe not a top 4, but we do go P9. So I mean, the lap felt okay. It wasn't the greatest lap I've ever done. Probably left a little bit on the table somewhere. But no, I'm happy with that. I kept it clean, and we are in the top 10. But Hamilton, though, is on pole position. And with a wet race coming on Sunday, I'm not overly confident that we're going to score many points. So I think this is another race where Hamilton is going to take more points away from us, and we're going to have to do the best we can to really minimize the damage.
We come to you live today from the Mie Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen many title deciders over the years. Some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Skip, Ocon, Leclerc, Liam Lawson, Verstappen, Stroll, Albon, Hulkenberg, Joe, Bottas, Gasly, Sainz, Tsunoda, Sargent, De Vries, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, this is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, which means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes. I'd love to give them a strong result to watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
It'll make all of our post-race meetings a little bit easier. But yeah, with Hamilton on pole, us moving up a couple of places because of grid penalties certainly helps us. So, Hamilton out in front, he's probably one that we're going to try and get as close to, if possible, because he and Verstappen are currently tied on 47 points. They're equal second at the moment, with Norris only 14 behind. It's actually getting pretty tight between second place down, 5 red lights, and away we go in Suzuka. Pretty solid start, but who's that got the best start? Esteban Ocon got a ripper start. He gets past us, doesn't get past Perez. He's going to have to go the long way around the outside. Typically, the outside in wet weather conditions gives you more grip. We've been outboxed by Charlie, forced us off the track, and that allows Liam to get through on us. That is not a great start. We've been outboxed by Ocon, Leclerc, and I probably wouldn't say Lawson got past. We struggled to stop. Liam saw us coming, and he does give us some space. So very courteous from Liam there. He's got the awareness. I just hope that everyone else had the awareness. But as you can see, Leclerc 1.2 seconds ahead already. As we try to go as flat as we can through 130R, it doesn't quite work out. We've gone a little bit wide. Liam gets us back. We've touched. We do let him have the place. Hamilton leads the opening lap of the race, and as things stand right now, if Hamilton wins with the fastest lap, the margin would be about 22 points if things stay as they are. So the reason why Hamilton is a 7-time champion is that he is always consistent, and he is absolutely showing that here right now. But things can change, and speaking of change, it is meant to dry up a little bit towards the end of the race. Or maybe from about the halfway point, we should be seeing some dry weather running. I don't know when we're going to go to slicks, but that was Leclerc, as you saw there, making a move on Ocon. Ocon doesn't quite seem to have good race pace at these early stages. Different type pressure settings maybe, but we've got plenty of battery to utilise because we're not even using that much of a yellow flag somewhere. I wonder who is that for. It's I can't even tell who's going slow on the mini-map, but it's coming up in a matter of moments. Oh, it's Piastri! Piastri's got an engine drama and he's done for the day. Very early on, virtual safety cars deployed. When was the last time we had a virtual safety car deployed? 5 seconds after a driver has retired. We need more of this. Come on, Cody's, give us more of these. Please, I am begging you. We don't see this enough. We see the AI retire on the side of the road, but no VSC is deployed. Please, Cody's, we need VSCs more often. Give us a chance to save some fuel if we were really struggling for fuel. Unfortunately, Liam did not get the better jump, and here we come up the inside of Liam, lost it into 130R. Oh boy, we've gone off the track in the process. We did overtake off the track, but the FIA said that's fine. So probably a little bit dirty from us there, but we do continue on for the moment. We did underfuel the car a little bit. Just so we can recover that fuel. Oh, Ocon's gone wide. I didn't really get that in time, but we go right around the outside of Ocon at the bus stop chicane and onto the main straight we go. We do go up into 7th place, but the bad news is Leclerc is nearly 5 seconds ahead of us. So now's a chance to see what we can. In fact, we defend into the hairpin, hold Ocon up high, and that allows our teammate Lawson to get through. I reckon that's some pretty good teamwork there, one would say. Trying to get ourselves the maximum points possible, but then Liam tried to be a bit cheeky or in one way or another and try to get past us. So that wasn't ideal. Engine light has come on. It actually took me a while to see which component is wearing out the most. I can't even remember at this stage which component is actually wearing out the most. But we continue on. We're almost at the halfway point. Tyre wear is okay, I guess. The fronts are working a bit of overtime. Yellow flagging set to 3 somewhere. Purple. We go now. Everyone else, Hamilton, Norris, I think there's someone else ahead of us, or maybe Leclerc, came in for another new set of intermediate tyres. Here he is on cue. So this is Hamilton, new inters, I presume. It is. Norris, new inters. Yes, it is. Who else is coming in for new inters? I think that's Alonso, who's coming for a new set of inters. But I decided to stay out for an extra lap or two just to see what the conditions would do, because apparently I've been told that dry weather running wasn't too far away. And who's that? That's a Red Bull of Verstappen, I think. Can't even see the driver number. Typically I know which driver I'm looking at and which driver I'm saying by the driver number, because I do know driver numbers pretty well. That was an Alpine of Gasly, I think. That's a Williams, and that's a Sauber. And that's an AlphaTauri that's stopped there. They must have had a grid penalty or something. I didn't know who it was. But we are going faster. So the further we're going, the faster we're going. We're over halfway now, lap 15, and we are continuing on. And we do set a fastest lap of the race. But Hamilton into the 36s. That's 2 seconds faster than us. And look at that, he's already up our gearbox right now. So this is our nearest championship rival at the moment, because Verstappen is absolutely nowhere. Checo is in second, and here comes Hamilton. It was only a matter of time before he was going to make a move. And once I knew he was going to be physically side by side, there was no point in fighting that anymore. In comes Russell and Perez. Is this a gamble to go to slick tyres or whatever? It is. Hard tyres for Perez and Russell. Is anyone else following them in? Who was the car that? I think that's us. It's us that's coming in for a set of slick tyres. And I think the DRS was actually enabled, what was it, a lap or two ago. So, Hamilton, of those who pitted, including Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, they're going to have to make an extra stop just to get onto a set of slick tyres. Trouble, I think it was one of the rears that was slow. 8 laps to go. Everyone else, as far as I'm aware, is going on to a set of hard tyres, but we're going on to a set of mediums. And there's Verstappen right there. That was Verstappen that just went past on inters. So why didn't he come in? Why didn't he come in that lap? He could have made a couple of spots on those that were still out on inters. And there's Lewis coming out of the pit lane, and he is still comfortably ahead of us. I think we actually came in the lap after he got past us, or the lap he did get past us. So Alonso, 7.2 seconds, is still ahead. He's still on a set of inters. Albon and Tsunoda are still ahead, or still behind us. They're still on inters. Here comes Liam on a set of hard tyres, I think. It is, getting past the AlphaTauri, who is still on inters, and I think that's Albon behind us, who was on a set of inters. Surprisingly, Liam's gone hard. I know Suzuka is quite harsh on tyres, but surely 8 laps on mediums isn't going to be too much of an issue. There's a fight between an Aston and an Alpine. Squabbling in there. 5 laps to go. Hamilton there in P3. So we've only lost about 4 points to Lewis at this stage, if my math serves me correct, because Lewis, with the fastest lap in 3rd, he'll be scoring 16 points, and us in 4th will be scoring 12 points. So yes, so we've only lost 4 points. So Lewis, if he chose to stay out on the inters for a few more laps, and he took the win, and if we had an absolute stinker as we go wide with Norris running our gearbox, Hamilton probably could have gotten the margin into the 20s. But instead, it's only going to be a 4-point loss for us in the championship. Here comes Norris. He pitted a lap later. That is, oh my God, we're on the grass. He's up the inside of 130R. There's contact between us and Norris as we go around 130R into the stadium section. We force our way up the inside. We give him the space at the apex at the penultimate corner. Onto the straight we go, and we hang on for a little bit longer, and we have DRS. Most importantly, is that the edge that gives us another what am I saying? Albon's out of the race. What was I saying before? Oh my God, I'm losing control of what I'm going. But Norris is putting massive pressure on us. He tries to have a look into the smooth curve. There's nothing going there. That's not an overtaking zone, nor is 130R. You've got to be literally side by side to force the argument. Where's Albon's stop? Oh, he stopped just before turn 1. So Norris needs to get ahead here before the yellow section. He can't. And that means he can't get past that turn 1 because he's got to stay behind in the yellow flags area, which is here right now. I don't know why you need yellow flags all the way along the pit straight. But anyway, last lap. Lando Norris, DRS. There's nothing he can do. He can't overtake. So we hang on for a little bit longer until we go out of the speed curve and into 130 up. But George Russell played the game very well. He chose to pit at the right time for slick tyres, and that gives him the Japanese Grand Prix victory. Perez come home for 2nd place. Hamilton will finish 3rd, but 4th and 5th is not done by a long way. Norris got a mega run. We're using all the battery we have left. We defend the inside to 130R. Is he close enough for a move? We take the normal racing line, and I had the confidence that we would hang on, hit our apex very nicely. We've got a gap, and we do come home for 4th place. But I tell you what, we had to fight for that one. I knew Norris was coming, but I wasn't sure how quick. But boy, we had to really defend for those last few laps. But as I said, Lewis, he could have gotten the margin to low 20s if we had a stinker. But in the end, we only lost 4 points. That is a big win for us.
That's it then for another fantastic Grand Prix here in Japan. A brilliant victory that has thoroughly earned the applause of the sellout crowd here today. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them is losing theirs. And and that's allowed him to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
So a brilliant win there from Russell, and a great call from both he and Perez to stay out the extra few laps and waiting for the right time to go to the slick tyres. And Lewis, he'll be ruining that moment going to another set of inters. So will Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, and a few others who made the extra stop to go to a set of intermediate tyres. So, and Russell ended up getting the fastest lap on the last lap, so he actually takes a point away from Lewis, who is now our nearest challenger for second, and Verstappen didn't even make it inside the top 10. So now the margin is 44 points between us and Lewis, and have a look at that. Max Verstappen, 192 points. Sergio Perez, 192 points. George Russell, 192 points. All three of those drivers on exactly the same points. And then you got Norris 4 points behind on 188. And then you got Leclerc in P7 on 172 points. It is really tight between 2nd to 7th. And have a look at that. Mercedes lead the constructors by 15 points. And we are still there or thereabouts. We're only 90 points behind in the constructors. So top 4 for the constructors is still anybody's game. I absolutely believe. McLaren, they've done pretty well. I think they're probably our nearest challenger. So top 5 is absolutely guaranteed. We can't go any lower than 5th. I can bet you can bet your money on that right now. For us, who knows where we can end up in the constructors, but we do need Liam to be up there with us a bit more in order for us to get close to the top of the constructors standings. Imagine if we somehow win a driver and a constructor in our first year, but we need to find a way to get this car back to the top, which is something that has not been easy to do in these last few races. I'll admit. Since Hungary, we probably could have won in Belgium if we chose to fight Liam a little bit harder. But we gave each other enough racing room. But then for some reason, things just went missing for a little bit. Hopefully, next time out in Qatar, we can find that little bit. Or at least we can find something to get us back towards the top. But thank you guys so much for watching. I apologise again for the late uploads. I'm hoping to get everything done ASAP. There's no guarantees of that happening. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video though. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to see plenty more F1 racing game content. And until the next one, whatever it may be, I'll see you next time.